I'm Paul Angelillo, and I'm currently the chair of the Art and Exhibitions Committee here at the Weston Library. We're pretty excited about this show we have here in July 2025, and this is filling both rooms. There are about 24 artists.
We're here today because our traveling art show called Art from Inside is being displayed by the good people at Weston Public Library. My name is Kelly Brotzman. I am the executive director of Prison Book Program, which is a nonprofit based in Quincy Center that sends free books to incarcerated people all across the country. This exhibit is made up of almost 40 pieces of mostly two-dimensional artworks, all created by incarcerated people who have received packages of books from Prison Book Program over the course of our 53-year history. Weston is our 25th community that the show has been to, so it's just great. Many of the pieces in the show are book themed, so it's a natural fit for public libraries and literacy focused organizations. People often draw what books mean to them. That really is centered around the theme of liberation. Books are freeing for the people who write to us. They free them from the mental confinement of being in prison. They activate imagination. They open up new vistas for self-development, growth, learning, healing, all kinds of things. Many of these pieces are pencil or ballpoint pen. Most people who work with ballpoint pen, they're working with what's called a flex pen, which is not the ballpoint pen you and I know. It's basically a floppy, like wet noodle type pen that is specifically created and marketed for use in prisons and secure facilities. So the works done with pencil and ballpoint pen are, truly masterful in the way that, technique has been mobilized with very, very, very simple tools and very, very limited tools. And some people have invented their own artistic techniques using the materials available to them. So the works in the show really have been chosen for one of two reasons. One, either because they speak directly to books and the meaning that books have for incarcerated people, or they speak to what it's like to exercise creativity in a prison environment. One thing that happened in my first couple of months at Prison Book Program was I went into a closet, a storage closet in the basement where we operate, and on the bottom shelf of that closet was a box, and inside that box were about 8 of the pieces that are in this show. The one I first pulled out was the dog over there, the Lucy. Part of the meaning of the show is to show how much creativity really resides behind bars in our country, and also to just humanize incarcerated people. They are, more than the action that put them in prison. They have things to say, they have things to show the world about themselves besides that. I think people should see all of the pieces in the exhibit, but a couple of my very favorites are the dog, Lucy the dog, because the artist, I've actually developed a relationship with the artist in that case. He requested books from us specifically on charcoal technique, and we didn't have any books in our collection at that time on charcoal techniques, so we put it out to our volunteers, and someone went out and specifically acquired books on charcoal technique for this particular artist. And so he was so blown away with gratitude for that he sent us actually that piece and one other piece to show us that he had studied the techniques in the books that had been provided to him and that he had mastered them. The other one that I really love is Book Voyage, which is the ship coming out of a library, which really I love it because it echoes what so many people tell us, is that the books we send them allow them to travel outside the walls, travel outside the fences, allow their minds and their spirits to go other places than the places they currently inhabit. The pieces I think people can really get lost looking at are the ballpoint pen pieces. The level of technical mastery that some of these artists are able to achieve with just a ballpoint pen, a monochrome ballpoint pen, for the most part black, sometimes blue, is amazing. It's very much what we want it to be, which is, again, I think sort of a reflection. Some of the placards in the show kind of contextualize the show by talking about the U.S. prison system, how many people are in there. But most people who look at the show tell us they come away with a deeper appreciation of The fact that A, there are so many incarcerated people in our country, and B, that there are so many talented artists among the incarcerated population. You know, the ability to create this kind of beauty in conditions that are decidedly unbeautiful really leaves a mark on people who view the show. And that's exactly what we want people to take away, is that the people who created these pieces are people. They're complicated and interesting people, just like you and I. And so there's a sense of sort of being able to connect, I think, with the creators of these pieces in a way that's really pretty difficult to do otherwise.
I hear from the staff here at the library that there's been very positive response to it. You know, people, I think, are more and more aware that we have a lot of incarcerated population, and they're there for a lot of reasons, and that they're obviously very restricted in what they can do, and that they have a lot of creativity, and that this sort of brings that all together.
Making art and reading books, those two things are just super, super important to survival, and also, as I say, growth, development, and healing for people behind bars.